Okay, so we are now on item number 69. And the question is, this is one of the search methods at the crime scene, which also known as double strip, which the search is repeated from side to side. So isa sa we're going to look at the STEM search method siya, okay, and also known as double strip, and it is repeated. It's a search repeated from side to side. Is it strip method? B spiral method? C grid method? Or D well method? So double strip is also known as the grid method. No? Double strip is also known as the grid method. Diba? Kasi from one side, galing dito, yan, to the other side, okay, it will form a grid or a square, perfect square. Yan. So it's also called the grid method. No? The grid method. 70, below are the cardinal points of questioning except. So, ang tanong dito is, when you are asking questions or interrogation or interview, ito yung dapat mong i-consider. Ito yung mga points na kailangan mong gawin. No? But ang hinahanap natin dito is exception. So, alin dito ang hindi mo dapat gawin during interview? Is it A, ask questions in rapid succession? B, avoid implied answer? B, C, simplicity of question? Or D, positive attitude? Of course, what you are going to avoid here is yung ask question in rapid succession. Barrage of questioning, no? Hindi ano yan, hindi ideal yan, no? Question mo siya ng maraming bagay, so that's not ideal. 71, John is suspected drug user. Which the following symptoms can be observed if he is using amphetamine? So, John is a suspected drug user, no? So, alin daw dyan yung uh, ma-observe na symptoms niya if he's using amphetamine? Is it A, hostility, paranoia, aggressiveness? Galit, no? Hostile. B, cardiovascular system failure, irregular heartbeat. C, nausea, headache, blurred vision. D, hallucination, unrealistic ideas of personal ability and powers. Para magiging Superman siya. Okay? Unrealistic ideas of personal ability and powers. E, all of the above. Well, ang tamang sagot dyan is yan, lahat yan. Okay? Yan yung posibleng symptoms in taking amphetamine. Okay? Hostility, paranoia, aggressiveness, cardiovascular system failure, no, regular heartbeat, nausea, headache. Nausea is yung vomiting. No, vomiting. Mag-hallucinate ka, magiging Superman ka, unrealistic ideas of personality, o magiging super saiyan, meeting power. 72. Coca is any of the four cultivated plants in the family of Erythrocylon coca, native of Western South America. The plant is grown as a cash crop in any of this country except. So, itong plant na to, itong coca, Erythrocylon coca, ay tumutubo sa mga lugar nito. Pero ang hinahanap natin dito is yung exception. Aling dyan, aling lugar na enumerated below ay hindi tumutubo yung coca or erythrocylin coca. Is it in Argentina, B, Bolivia, C, Colombia, or D, Mexico? So, ang tamang sagot is, of course, Mexico. Okay? Mexico. Kasi if you remember, no, ito yung mnemonic natin, phase B, or passive. Passive na lang. Para dali. Passive. Ano yung passive? Peru, then you have Argentina, then you have yung C is yung C. Yung E kasi Ecuador, the B Bolivia. So yung C is ano yan, parang Cuba. So pass B yan. Argentina, ano, Peru, Argentina, then you have the no, C is Colombia. No, C is Colombia, E Ecuador, B is Bolivia. So pass C. 73. It is a type of drug that affects the sensation, thinking, and motion of person. So, ito yung drug na well, affects our sensation, our thinking, and our motion of a person. Is it A, stimulant, B, hallucinogen, C, depressant, D, barbiturate? So, ang tamang sagot dito, of course, yung hallucinogen. Kasi mag-hallucinate ka. From the word hallucinogen, mag-hallucinate ka. Kaya it will affect your sensation saka yung thinking. Feeling mo kasi, nasa isip mo, you are being observed by the people. Chismisan ka ng mga tao. May nagmamanman sa'yo. Yan. May papatay sa'yo. Tapos mag-hallucinate ka. So, it affects your sensation, thinking, and motion of a person. 74. This refers to characteristics of physical evidence which is accompanied by a group. So, ito ay characteristics ng physical evidence accompanied by a group. So, you see, in a group, no, similar sila ng characteristic kasi if they belong to that group. Okay? So, ang tawag natin yan, is it A, class characteristics, B, individual characteristics, C, physical characteristics, or D, none of the above. So, again, no, this none of the above is the less answer that you're going to take. Yun yung pinaka-less na i-consider mo. So, but take note, it's accompanied by a group. So, ang tamang sagot dyan is class characteristics. Kasi, kung if you belong to the same class, then you will have the same characteristic. Yan yung class characteristics. Okay? Accompanied by a group. 75. In road markings, which of the following indicates that you cannot overtake if solid line is in your sight? And that if you overtake, return to your lane before the solid line. Okay? So, ito you cannot overtake if the solid line is in your sight. You cannot overtake if the solid line is in your sight. Okay? So, ano yan? Is it A, yellow line with dots in the middle? B, solid white lines? C, painted median? Or D, double solid line? Okay? Of course, ang sagot din is yellow line with dots in the middle. Kasi kung nasa iyo yung broken line, you can overtake. Pero pag nasa iyo yung solid line, you cannot overtake. No? Pag double solid line kasi, no overtaking both sides. Walang overtaking on both sides pag double solid line yan. Okay? Paano yan? Parang ito. This is a solid line, merong that broken line dito. So, if you are on this side, you can overtake. But if you are on this side, you cannot overtake. No? Hindi pwede mag-overtake kasi solid ka. Nasa solid ka. Okay, so that's 75. 76. What is a 3D sketch? 3D sketch. Is it multi-view projection? B, is it cross projection? D, rough sketch? Or D, all of the above? So, yan, no? Yung all of the above, parang hindi na ano yan. Hindi rational sa question. So, limit natin. Tatlo na lang yun. Multi-view, cross, rough. So, ang tamang sagot is cross projection. Kaya nga 3D siya kasi cross projection. Yung rough sketch kasi, this is the sketch that is being prepared in a crime scene. Yung ginagawa mo sa crime scene. So, rough sketch yun. Hindi pa siya, scaled. No? Hindi siya scaled. Kasi pag scale na siya, yun yung finished sketch. No? 77. The culture of racing plants is the reason of manufacture of dangerous drugs. The statement is, okay, yung culture ba ng racing plants is the reason also of manufacturing dangerous drugs. The statement is true. Remember, our first drug is opium. And it is being planted. Okay, yun yung pinag-awayan mo yun, the opium war, no? It's being planted. And of course, marijuana is also being planted. And yung coca is also being planted, no? But of course, later on, it is being synthetic, no? There is now a chemical process. So raising of plants is the reason of manufacture of dangerous drugs. 78. Which the following is not a job of medico-legal officer? We're looking here of not a job of medico-legal officer. Okay? Is it A, give advice to the investigative agency about the nature of the death? B, body examination. C, investigation. D, recording and reporting injuries. So, ang hindi function dyan, or hindi trabaho ni medical legal officer is yung, of course, yung investigation. Kasi that is the function of the investigator. Ang gagawin lang ng medical legal officer is, of course, magbigay ng advice, ano nangyari, ano yung cause of death, okay? Mag-conduct ng autopsy, body examination, recording and reporting of injuries. Yan. But hindi mag-conduct ng investigation as a whole. Hindi naman. 79. Interpol will be issuing a blank notice to warn public and public entities and other national organization about the potential threats from disguised weapons, parcel bombs, and other dangerous materials. So, anong notice to? Is it orange notice? B, Interpol o UN special? C, green, or D, yellow? So, that is orange, no? To warn. Warning. Okay? The public about, okay, potential threats from, imminent threat. No? Imminent threat. Disguised weapons, parcel bombs, and other dangerous materials. 80. What is the purpose of breaking windows and chopping holes during fire? Okay? Ano daw ang purpose sa pag-break ng window or chopping holes during the fire? Is it A, notice to persons presence inside the building? B, to ventilate the building? C, in order for firefighters to enter the building easily? Or D, to serve as an exit point? So, ang purpose ng pagsira ng windows sa isang building or sa isang bahay, of course, is to ventilate the building. Okay? Kasi pag hindi mo bine-ventilate yung building, sasabog yan. It will explode. Kaya kailangan i-ventilate mo yun para hindi siya sasabog. Okay? So, that's the purpose of breaking the windows and chopping holes during fire. 80. What should not be done after collecting evidence? Okay? Anong hindi dapat, no? Not should be done after collecting evidence? Is it A, continue to take photographs of the scene? B, send collected evidences to the forensic lab? C, preserve the crime scene? D, physical search of witnesses? So, anong hindi dapat gawin after collecting evidence is yung physical search of witness. Bakit mo physically search yung witness? Witness nga yan. Okay, walang ganun na rule, no? You only take interview with a witness, but not physically search a witness. Lalo na kung wala kang search warrant, no? Bawal yun. 80. Who has the final say if the evidence is admissible? Sino yung may final say if the evidence is admissible or not? Sino yung may final say? Is it A, the court? B, the police? C, the victims? D, the attorney? Of course, it is the court. Siya yung may final say sa admissibility ng evidence. Okay, the court. 83. In a money laundering, this refers to blending back the free economy of the illicit money. So, ito yung kaso ng money. Ito ay phase ng money laundering. And it's blending back to the free economy of illicit money. You see, illicit money, this is the dirty money. This is the illegal money. O, binalik mo sa economy. Is it placement, integration, layering, or filtering? Remember, in money laundering, there are only 3 stages. Ano yung 3 stages ng money laundering? PLI. Ano yung PLI? Placement, layering, and integration. So, ang tamang sagot is integration because it's blended back. Binalik mo sa free economy yung illicit money. So, yan. Ito yung 3 stages: placement, layering, and integration. Okay, yung placement is moving of funds from one direct association with a crime. Then you have layering, disguising the trail to foil pursuit. No? And integration is making money accessible to the criminal. So, yan yung yan.